All right, let's take a look at area and volume conversions. So we have values in the conversion table, but we don't necessarily have the values to convert certain areas and volumes. For example, here we have 11 cubic yards. We want to convert it into cubic feet. So what's unusual about this situation, if we look at a cubic yard, let's make a cube first, something like that. If that's a yard, that's made up of 3 feet. So what we actually end up with here, not doing a very good job with this little stylus, oh, that was really bad, is more like a Rubik's Cube shape. There are a whole bunch, so that's a little cubic foot. There are a whole bunch of cubic feet in a cubic yard. So without having to draw this type of shape every time, we really want to have a nice way to use the conversion table values to get these, in this case, cubic, so volume conversions. So let's start off with 11 YD cubed. Put that over 1. And we want to figure out a conversion factor. And so it really needs to be a cubic yard on the bottom. But how do we get that? Let's take a look at our table first. As far as yards go, oops, why isn't this highlighting? Come on. There we go. That's the one we have. There might be yards somewhere else in here. I don't see yards anywhere else. So that's it. We need to somehow convert that into a volume conversion. This is how it can be done. So 1 yard equals 3 feet. If we were to take that equation and cube both sides, we would get a new one. 1 cubic yard equals, now here we have to do 3 cubed. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, and then feet cubed. And now we can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on that slice, and then there's 9 more on that slice, and then there's 9 more on that slice. 9 times 3 is 27. There's 27 little cubic feet in a cubic yard. So this makes sense. With that, we can then have 1 cubic yard on the bottom and 27 cubic feet on the top. And now we're back to just a nice calculator. Let's see, 11 times 27, divide by 1. I guess I didn't need that, did I? 297. So our answer, converted out of cubic yards, 297 cubic feet. So you have a choice. You can either start with your basic unit conversion and then square it if it's area, like square meters, or cube it if it's volume, like cubic, to get a new one. Or you could actually do this in line, and I know a lot of students like this as well, by just using your conversion that you know, that is, where's my ratio? There we go. 3 feet on top, 1 yard on bottom. The nice thing about that is that's directly from the table, and then cube the conversion factor. Because this is 1, and 1 cubed is also 1. So this is a multiply by 1. Now on your calculator, you go through 11, and then times, you'd have the 3 on the top, but since it's inside this parenthesis, you would cube it. And that would work as well. Either way. All right, your turn. Go ahead and pause the video as you work out these next 3 problems. Looks like there's 4 problems. Okay, so you should get 55,000 square centimeters. The next one, you should get 1.4 square yards. Then 0.001 cubic yards and 18,600.0 square inches. Some of you might not have the 0.0. If it asks for 1 decimal place, you need to have an answer that has 1 decimal place, even if that's a 0.0. All right, great.